Hello, Calvin community. Because of this weird COVID year and the adjustments we had to make in the 2020 high school graduation ceremony, we decided to not present the Service to Calvin Award at graduation this year, but to do it later on social media. We started giving this award in 2011. We do this to not only recognize outstanding service to Calvin Christian, but more importantly, to remind our students and community that our God calls us to serve Him and also to serve other people. Calvin's mission statement ends with, "For a life of Christ-centered service." Lyle and Marge Faber are the recipients of this 2020 Service to Calvin Award. Lyle and Marge have been involved with Calvin since the late 1950s. Lyle graduated from Calvin Christian 8th grade in 1967, and there was no Christian high school at that point. After graduating from college, Lyle and Marge moved to Escondido in 1974. Marge became the part-time secretary and first bookkeeper at Calvin almost immediately. She served in that role for 6 years. Lyle and Marge had all 4 of their boys go all the way through Calvin, and one of them, Aaron, is now on the school board. They have 2 grandkids at Calvin now, and more are coming. They've been involved in really every aspect of Calvin Christian School. Both have been board members. Lyle served 5 terms, and Marge 2. They have been involved and leaders in athletic boosters, music boosters, the arts, and athletics. Marge was very involved in musicals, working on sets, costumes, and anything that was needed. She also started the Music Boosters bake sale. Lyle always talks about all the car washes he headed up for the classes and for the boosters. Lyle has coached at Calvin off and on since 1982. He was the head soccer coach in the 90s and just last year was coaching junior high basketball. They love to share with others their love for Calvin and have helped bring a number of families to the school. Marge always said she loved interviewing new parents when they came to Calvin when she was on that committee. They are just wonderful examples of what commitment to Christian education and serving looks like. Before I present the award, here are a couple of clips from those who have witnessed some of the services of Lyle and Marge Faber.
Congratulations, Lyle and Marge, on receiving the Service Above Self Award. Thank you for your years of hard work and commitment to Calvin Christian School. I'd like to share some of the ways that Marge has been involved in the CCS community. Marge was born and raised in Oostburg, Wisconsin, and earned her degree at Dordt College, where she met a California boy named Lyle Faber. They were married in 1974 and moved to Escondido. Marge was the bookkeeper at CCS from 1976 to 1980. She worked with Principal Rod DeBoer for 2 years, and they developed a lasting friendship and kept in touch over the years. In 1978, our new principal, Bob Weirs, arrived, and Marge worked with him for 2 years. Here are a few words from Judy Weirs.
I think the thing that stands out most in my memory is working with her on the committee for the very first hostess dinner or fellowship dinner. This was a new event for the Calvin Christian community, and Marge and I both were familiar with it from our roots in the Midwest, and we were happy to introduce it to the Calvin community. Marge, you're so deserving of this award, and it's a pleasure to share some memories with you.
Marge served 2 terms on the CCS school board. She was involved with the interview committee and the education committee, and she gladly took her turn flipping pancakes at the annual pancake breakfast. She was the one who started the Music Boosters Christmas bake sale. We all look forward to this annual fundraiser and hope we get to buy some homemade goodies from Marge's kitchen. Marge also helped with several musicals by working on costumes and building sets. In 1998, Marge, along with Willie Vander Woude, Judy and Joan DeHaan, put together the first Cord newsletter. Marge was particularly good at locating alumni and finding out what was going on in their lives. Lyle and Marge continue to be involved at Calvin Christian and have grandchildren going to elementary school and preschool at CCS. So Marge, we congratulate you, we salute you, and we thank you for your hard work and dedication to Calvin Christian School. You have been a tremendous blessing and a wonderful example to this community.
Hey Lyle and Marge, this is Arlan Vander Woude. I just wanted to thank you for all you've done for Calvin Christian. If my memory is correct, I believe you had both my sisters and me in sports. My sister's with basketball and me with soccer. But I just want to thank you for teaching me a lesson about hard work. I believe it was you that brought in that British guy that made us do some incredible conditioning one year for soccer, and honestly we won a lot more games that year than what we probably should have, and a lesson was learned about hard work paying off in the end. So thank you for the construction you've done, for the concern you've had for all the students at Calvin Christian in your time, and for all the support you've given to that school. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Marge and Lyle, for all you have done and continue to do at Calvin Christian. The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to Lyle and Marge Faber in recognition of their Christian service to Calvin Christian School, given by the Calvin Christian School community and the school board, June 2020. Thank you. Thank you, Marge. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've always considered Christian education as we've always supported it. Even before we were married, we were supporting Calvin, and then through our marriage, through our kids, and even now, we think Christian education, we need to support that until we're gone from this earth, and we appreciate it. And I've always said back in the older days that we had the triangle: the church, the home, and the school, and they're a triangle, and they're all interrelated. And I really believe in that, because what Calvin does, it reinforces what the church does and what we do at home. And it's been very important. Our sons got great friends from being here at Calvin. And we're just blessed. And every day we count our blessings from Calvin Christian and what it's meant to us. And it's like I said, it's a labor of love and commitment.
Yeah, I mean, we both grew up in Christian school communities, and our families were always involved, so it was never a question of whether we get involved or not. It was just a given. We learned from our parents, we learned from our grandparents, and it ends up being just a true joy and a blessing to be involved in the school and just to participate and attend all the functions. And our kids and our grandkids, you know, they can learn from that. They see the example, and then they can get involved someday themselves when they see the value of it. We're called to glorify God in everything we do. It's His world, and we learned that at Calvin, that it's His world and His alone, and He controls every bit of it. Nowadays, it's in this time, it's more important than ever that our children learn that.